Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirby. This time, hopefully, with less technical difficulties.
Hopefully more.
Oh god. Oh god, I forgot where I was in this game.
Hooray.
I got stopped on an auto-scrolling level. Shit!
Always.
I wasn't ready for that. So anyway, I'm Drunken Dan. You guys wanna...
No.
You wanna...
They know who we are by now.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, this
no, they don't.
I'd
No, they
rather...
don't.
I mean, I'd rather have the air of mystique. I could be anybody.
I mean, do you want them to think you're PewDiePie? I wouldn't want them to think you're PewDiePie.
I mean, I'd like them to think that if they're going to give me his checks.
They're gonna be if they want to.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. He won't. Well, don't worry. He won't give you his checks to like Jewish relief like groups or anything like that. In fact, he'll think about it, and then anti-Semites will tell him don't do it, and he's like, oh god, I shouldn't do that. While wearing the fucking German cross from World War II. I'm not kidding, by the way. These aren't jokes. I'm not having a laugh right now.
But are you having
These are things that actually happen.
But are you having a giggle, mate?
No,
Oh,
not this time. Maybe next time.
okay.
Maybe on the next topic, which will be in like 2 seconds. I just wanted to bring that up because I wanted to make fun of it.
Fair. I've continued, once again, I've continued to go my entire life without having seen a single PewDiePie video.
You know, that's actually for the best.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
just one day heard of this guy called PewDiePie, and I was like, wow, I don't care.
Well, it sounds lame.
Well, it wasn't even that. It's just, oh, all the young folk are watching this one guy. Well, I don't agree with young folk. I think young folk are stupid and should be killed.
But you were a young folk once.
I mean, yeah, I think where we would be if I'd have been killed. I'm just saying.
Good. Oh wait, sorry, I was fantasizing for a second there.
Yeah. I mean, my point stands. But yeah, I spent the last couple of days playing through Control.
I finished River City Girls.
The new hit game by the hit game studio Remedy, who seem to always put out games that don't really get a lot of fanfare. But I generally saw it. Well, I say this, I didn't play the Quantum, whatever it was called, because that was Xbone exclusive, and balls to that.
Quantum Leap.
I heard it was pretty alright.
Probably. Control's pretty neat. It fixes a lot of the things I didn't like about Alan Wake, but then the trade-off is that I think I still prefer Alan Wake's overall characters and story. Control kind of gets a little bit too X-Files warehouse. So like the basic setup is you go to this place called the Federal Bureau of Control, and they're the secret
Subtle.
they're the secret organization that deals with all the supernatural shit. It's basically like you're playing the conspiracy from X-Files. Only you don't have David Duchovny following around and fucking everything up, which was always the best part of like the X-Files, where you have like both Mulder and Scully go to place, like random event happens and Mulder instantly deduces more or less what it is.
Aliens.
I mean,
I'm not saying it was aliens.
sometimes it was aliens, sometimes it was Native American werewolves. And then,
Fucking Wendigos.
no, not Wendigos. Native American werewolves. They was very specific.
Sometimes it was just this jackass with a tumor in his head that could make you do things if he said them.
Pusher.
That somehow also worked over the phone.
Yeah, well, that's because he is so damn charismatic, you know. I mean, there are a lot of dumb X-Files episodes I could list off. Basically, anything from the 7th season.
It works over the phone, and it can also control your involuntary body processes. He's like, "Hey, you're gonna have a heart attack." "Oh no, I'm having a heart attack."
But then there was
How does that work?
But then there were some really great episodes, like the one where cockroaches kill people.
I mean,
Guns don't kill people. Cockroaches kill
Or
people.
rather,
I mean, there was a really bad Sci-Fi Channel movie that had that too. So
well,
it's not really saying
the
much.
actual joke of the episode is the cockroaches don't actually do anything. It's just literally people get so It's like a series of random events happen with cockroaches being like this correlating factor, and everyone just gets into mass panic, and it just causes more accidents.
Wasn't there a sci-fi movie that was literally just like giant mosquitoes or something, or bees?
Yes, I mean, there's a Sci-Fi movie that's a giant everything.
attack of
I
the
mean,
50.
they crank out like 5 a year. At this point, they've hit just about everything you could possibly do.
Because they're incredibly easy to do.
I mean, they had a 3-headed shark, an
Finally.
alligator shark,
Finally.
and a squid shark, and a ghost
That's going
shark.
a little overboard.
And a mecha shark.
A mecha shark, yes, mecha shark, ghost shark, which just pops out of any body of water and kills you.
It's basically just like looking at all the rejected Godzilla movie scripts and stealing those.
Basically.
What else did I actually read a few comics as well. Specifically, I read the Transformers Ghostbusters crossover comic.
They still make those?
That's a wait. They cross over with Ghostbusters? Okay.
Oh, have you not heard about this? Yeah, they did like figures for it and everything. Well, they did a Ecto-1 Transformer called Ectotron, and
I mean, I'm okay with this.
and a repaint of Optimus Prime that made him white and gave him a Ghostbusters symbol and also a proton pack.
I kind of want this.
I mean, it's a thing. You can have it.
I mean, yeah, you said it was a toy, but you know what I mean, though. It's like I kind of want this.
What else? And the comic was specifically about the ghost of Starscream. The Ghostbusters kind of dealing with that while their car turns into a car. Well, their car is a robot, and Prime's like, "Yeah, sure, we're doing this." I think
I've seen weirder.
Did Octane show up, though?
I don't think Octane shows up now.
Aw, too bad. Because, you know, he's Starscream's ghost's pal.
Wheeljack cameos basically acute or subtly implies that the Ecto-1 Transformer is a little bit special, shall we say. He was always babbling about ghosts. And then a friend made me read Archie versus the Predator.
I forgot that was a thing.
Which got weird.
Oh, Wait,
mean,
Archie versus the Predator got weird?
I mean,
Tell me more!
I mean, all the usual stuff, and then it's like, and then it ends with the Predator killing Archie, but then Betty and Veronica have him like genetically or surgically altered to resemble Archie, so it's all well and good at the end. Yeah, I don't know. A friend made me read it, and I thought, well, I'll indulge him.
I mean, I know they crossed over with the Punisher years and years ago.
Yeah, but that was also this kind of Punisher that wasn't allowed to kill people, if I remember right. Yeah, no, Predator kills a lot of people.
Wait,
Yeah, he
the
kills.
Predator kills people?
I mean, I know he mostly kills franchises these days.
He killed Jesse Ventura.
Including his own. We need the autism spinal fluid. That's what they're after.
Because then that will help them evolve into even super duper predator. Oh god, I don't want to remember.
Maybe. Wait a minute. What if this is based on a true story, and the people spreading the stupid anti-vax stuff are just people trying to stop the predators? This is stupid, and I hate it, and I'm abandoning this joke immediately.
I mean, you're getting a little bit too close to the truth, probably. People do legit believe that.
Yeah, I know they do, and I hate it. It drives me up a goddamn wall. Well, you see, if you take the flu shot, you can get autism.
Send in the cleaners.
The flu shot is how you get autism.
One thing I do appreciate about...
Wait, are you telling me that you would rather your kid die than have autism? Yes.
I mean, depends on...
Also, it's aside from it not being true, just, you know...
Depends on the
but
kid.
you also don't die from the flu unless you're, like, horrifically malnourished. Or
Well,
in terrible shape.
it does actually affect... It's the thing where the specific viruses that they immunize against are the things that affect adults pretty badly. Such as, like, measles, mumps, etc. Like, the problem with those specifically is they do pretty badly hinder adults more than children. Right, so going back to...
I got nothing to add, because you fucking hit nail on the head, so...
I guess, like, going back to Control briefly, one thing I do appreciate about Remedy is they don't do, like, they don't really do cutscenes that, like, showcase, these cool, exciting things, like, everything's rendered in engine, even if Control has a lot of stability issues.
Yeah, I heard that stability ain't the best.
I only ever actually
So it's not like Devil May Cry, where it's like, you're not cool enough to play this game. The cutscenes will take over for you.
No, I mean, obviously there's, like, big events that happen regardless of you, but it's not, like, actual cutscenes. Cool stuff happens. Just more, like, just more kind of in-engine stuff that, as I said, Control feels more like it's less optimized and less problems with the hardware, I think. But we'll see. But yeah, it was still overall a fun time. Gameplay was solid when, it wasn't crapping out. I think, as I said, it only ever actually crashed on me once. Which is better than some games I've had that are allegedly more stable. But yeah. Apart from that, Tokyo Game Show's going on.
We have no idea what's going on during it.
Yeah, we do. All the stuff gets leaked online. Like, we had a brand new Yakuza 7 trailer. It was like 4 minutes long.
Oh yeah, I did see that was the thing. I haven't watched it yet.
We had a brand new Final Fantasy 7 trailer.
I wonder if people are still going to be bitching about. I wonder if people are still bitching about the game style change.
Oh, I thought you'd say bitching about Tifa's boobs because I was going to point out there is like a friend of mine pointing out that there's like a shot from the side where it does not look like they've been juiced at all.
Yeah, and they also show that there's a specific minigame where you can make her do exercises.
Yeah.
I've seen screenshots of that because everyone on Twitter has been like fucking posting that and just going abs.
Yes, it's like you can make her do pull-ups.
I mean, she can do pull-ups all she wants, but she's never going to be Stephen Arnell.
It's true.
It's like, I mean, come on.
She can't use the most powerful technique of all, the Arrow Season 3.
Season 4. Whatever, it's one season finale ending.
Oh my
They're all the same.
It's true, but you should say it.
I mean, Tom, come on.
And as we saw him do it in his actual wrestling match, the Arrow Season 3 involves an attempted elbow drop onto the table, where he misses and breaks the table, but somehow knocks the guy over anyway, and then they both just lie there on their face, regretting all of their life decisions and not wanting to continue.
So yeah, Arrow.
That sounds like the Arrow. Yeah, I was gonna say this sounds like the Arrow to me.
God, what even was? Oh right, Season 3 was the Ra's al Ghul season.
Yes, it was.
Oh, fuck me. Where they have Ra's al Ghul dress up in the shittest Green Arrow cosplay ever. And just run around, start arrowing people. They're just going, I'm the Green Arrow. So that the cops will turn against the guy they've never been against. Oh. Still, I guess, technically better than the one time.
To be fair, it only, in that season's defense, it worked because Quentin was, like, really looking for any excuse to bust him because he was personally mad at him that season, so,
Yeah.
It's not like it took much convincing.
Still just... It's just more how shit...
You could have just said he was jaywalking and it would have worked.
It's still just how shit the Ra's al Ghul costume is. And then also it's another Batman story that's stolen. You know how it is.
I mean, it's that show. Even at the very beginning, I could tell they wanted to do a Batman show.
I think that's literally what happened. They outlined to do a Batman show, and then DC was like, "No, you can't."
Well, it was a combination of that and them wanting to play off his popularity in Smallville, where he was indeed a Batman ripoff because they couldn't get Batman.
Because DC...
In fact, they almost just made it a flat-out spin-off with the same actor, but they decided to redo it.
It's because, like, DC had this, like, really weird... these, like, really weird restrictions on, like, Batman and Superman.
Oh, yeah, because they had that, what was it? For the cartoons, when, Justice League Unlimited was starting, they weren't allowed to use any Batman characters other than Batman himself because of the Batman.
The Batman.
You know, the one that everyone talks about and remembers?
No, yeah, I know which one you mean, but every time I hear the name The Batman, I always think of that, did you ever see the web video with, Sam Daly and Kevin Conroy. Or is it Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy, because Sam Daly has to leave, and he's telling his father how to look after the house, and he's saying, so you need to water the plants, and the way I always think of it is you got to like thub, and then you got to bring it back. So thub at man, and like the whole thing is like Tim.
Kind of a little bit of a stretch, but alright.
Yeah, I mean it's a massive stretch, but the whole thing then like leads to Sam Daly leaving, and then Tim Daly being assaulted by Kevin Conroy while they start quoting Dark Knight Returns. It just gets.
But seriously though, like, what my favorite part about the Batman is the only thing people remember is the fact that the Joker randomly looked Jamaican for some reason. That's literally the only thing anyone remembers from that show.
Yes, he had dreads.
And he had like a monkey physique.
Yeah, for some fucking reason.
I know there was a movie where Batman fought Dracula.
Yeah,
Yes, there was.
that was like after the series ended. They did that. I remember that being a thing. I never watched it.
Oh, and also they introduced Batgirl before Robin.
Yeah, because they couldn't use Robin because of Teen Titans.
Because DC had this weird thing about you can't cross promote.
Yeah, they didn't want fans of another series to get confused and think it was like this.
You know, people would look at Teen Titans and look at the Batman and think, man, they are so similar.
No,
To be fair, for years,
someone's gonna channel flip see it and be like, oh wow, this show sucks, I don't want to watch it anymore, and then just like.
To be fair, for years, people were convinced that, what was it? Teen Titans was in the same continuity as, like, the Bruce Timm stuff.
Yeah. I mean...
Like, for literal years, people were convinced.
Just because they literally never had anyone who was in Justice League Unlimited show up in Teen Titans, and vice versa.
Yeah, which
it's because they had
funny
Kid
enough,
Flash,
because they weren't allowed
Kid
to.
Flash show up and he was still voiced by the same guy as in Justice League.
Wait, when was Kid Flash in Justice? Oh, you mean when he was Wally West? Right.
He was in Teen Titans.
Yeah, and it was voiced. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Justice League was Wally West because this was before they brought back Barry Allen and decided that all Flashes must be in Allen.
All Flashes must be considerably less interesting. All Green Lanterns shall be the boring one. Those saith the old fucking people that can't get over the fact that their character is the worst.
That's giving them a bit too much.
Fucking boomers!
That's giving them too much credit, saying how Jordan had character.
Well, that was my point. I was saying that it's the boring ones.
And then again, I guess you can't really call Hal Jordan boring because he did
Next, you'll
just.
say you want Spider-Man to get married and get a job.
I mean, he does quite frequently have a job. I just like him to have a job that's, you know.
Well, that was what.
Well, I mean, for a while, his job was to be Tony Stark's hand job man.
It's over
Oh,
now.
that was only in the movies.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, I mean, it's still a job he had though.
No, they're talking about the comics where
I guess you could call it a hand job.
where he sold when he sold his marriage to the devil in case it is response to anyone.
Oh no, I know what you're responding to because that fucking Joe Quesada bullshit. I know what you were referencing. I just wanted to
the one that was so bad. Oh, it's over. Let's just let that rest. It's all over.
I remember I saw like a post on Twitter where someone was like showing it was a crossover between Wolverine and Miss Marvel. Not Carol, the current Miss Marvel. You know, the good one. So what was it? And they were like posted where what was it? The clip was basically her like saying, "Hey, I made a fan fiction of you years ago. That's nice, kid." Yeah, it was like number 2. It was like, wait, what was number? And then Wolverine's like, wait, what was number 1? It's like, oh, it was some cross fan fiction, like some Cyclops cross Emma Frost crossover, and he just goes fucking. He basically goes fucking Scott, like he's mad because it's Cyclops.
Man, of all the people in comic books who have been fucked over, I think Scott Summers takes the cake.
It's true. But they were like mad. They're like, oh, see, this is the reason people are tired of comic books. I'm like, well, first off, no. There's other reasons, but second off, I stopped reading comics because the joke, Marvel's comics specifically, because the Joe Quesada's bullshit.
I mean,
I stopped reading them for a long time because the Joe Quesada's bullcrap.
aren't comics?
I was so fucking tired of it.
Aren't comics in like, serious trouble at the moment?
They've been for years.
But I mean, like,
They're at the point where like they're good for like inspiring movies that make billions, but not like
until that well
actually
dries
selling
up.
comics. If it
That's-
ever does.
I mean,
People
Well,
have been,
they've
people
killed.
have been
They
saying
haven't
it's
been. To be fair, they've mostly been using characters who don't have storylines. If you know, like major ones to be like Marvel mostly. So, and DC doesn't really. Only the animated ones seem to take from oh shit, from god damn it, this fish is terrible. The in the game. But like DC typically is the only one that like adapts their movie stories, their book stories into animated movies. Marvel tends to take the ones from the books more often, but like they've mostly been using either other character storylines, inserting a different character, Tony Stark, into it, or just haven't used them yet because the characters who have the biggest stories they didn't really own until recently because they now have the X-Men. And in Spider-Man, they just don't have, so...
God, I mean, who's really clamoring for a House of M movie?
They keep talking about making one, too, and that's the annoying part. It's like, you guys just got the fucking rights. You're talking about doing the retcon story? Fuck off. It was a terrible story to begin with.
I mean...
I still love how in the Marvel universe, the person who's the harshest on Scarlet Witch for going fucking psycho and genociding mutants is Vision, the robot.
I mean, technically he's an android.
Not the humans. Some of the mutants, yes, but the fucking android. The android's the one who's like, lady, I'm breaking up with you because you're literally psychotic and you genocided an entire race.
I think he's mostly just mad that he got destroyed and they just left him in a warehouse for several years.
Yeah, well, he should try being Skyfire, who got buried under the Arctic and then abandoned for like weeks on end until the Autobots like, we need a ride. Let's go dig up that fucking nerd in the Arctic, which we apparently could have done at any point. And also, like in a few years, we're going to change his name to Jetfire forever and pretend it's always been Jetfire.
And we can't use him anyway.
Yeah, and then the movie happened, and well, with the movie,
I don't think he was in the movie anyway.
no, he wasn't. It was, I think at that point they realised the Valkyrie thing was not going to go away. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like the line from, yeah, no, you stop promoting this toy because we can't sell it in Japan. Or rather, all it's doing is it's giving all this extra giving all this extra ads who are enemy.
This game is actually kind of fucking hard.
Kirby is serious business.
You fool.
You don't have to play Kirby.
I will fucking throttle the life out of you.
I'm dead inside anyway.
I'll be doing you a favor. Oh god, I'm gonna die.
So what you're saying is you're already dead.
Yes! I don't even have a power-up now. God damn it.
Well,
It's okay, the power-up literally went off-screen, even though this is a boss fight, and that shouldn't be a thing, but this Kirby game doesn't give a fuck about the already rules of Kirby.
Man, I didn't know this game was so bad. I guess my friend hates me for getting it from when we were little.
Wait, Kirby Dreamland 2?
Oh no, I thought you were playing Kirby Superstar.
No, I'm not playing. We abandoned that, remember?
yeah, you quit.
Oh right,
It
was so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, that's not.
This game isn't bad, it's just, this game just is... How do I
I
explain
mean,
this?
at least it's not a boss. It's not like a boss fight who just randomly decides, you know what, I'm going to steal one of your party members. Alright, now I'm just going to use a move that instantly kills your entire party.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why maybe that's why he stopped talking to me.
Fucking lower Erebonius.
Cause you gave him Kirby Superstar.
This isn't the one who invited you to his wedding, is it?
You mean the one that I didn't go to?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
that might be. I think that might be the bigger reason as to why he doesn't speak to you anymore.
Wait, what'd you do?
And it's not actually that interesting, the story.
I'd rather. I'd also rather not talk about it
Yeah,
online where he
yeah,
can hear it.
that's fair.
All right, fair. Oh, fuck.
They might be. They're always listening.
Always.
Just like what's her face from Monsters Inc.
Always watching you. Lakowski, where's my papers? Isn't that nice?
Yes. Back in the days before Pixar was just a Toy Story machine.
Don't you mean Frozen Mission? Wait, no, Pixar doesn't make Frozen, does it?
No,
To be fair,
straight up, dude.
the writing should have been on the walls with all the Cars movies and airplanes. Don't forget about airplanes. Wait, wasn't there also boats?
Probably.
I think there was also boats. I could be wrong though.
I can look it up, but I don't super care. I don't think
on a
You know, that's fair.
I don't think Pixar's bad. I just think they've reached this point where they've kind of done a lot of their cool ideas, and now they're just sort of about rehashing. Because like I liked Incredibles too, but no, it is literally it's like more or less the exact same movie as Incredibles 1.
But not quite as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're just doing the same thing. They're like, oh, people like Elastigirl, we'll just put in more of her.
But it's literally just the same like exact storyline, but reversed. I don't know. As I said, I'm not like against it, but it feels like you remember back.
It feels unnecessary.
You
Is what
remember
you're saying?
back in like the late 90s, the early 2000s, where Disney would just do like direct-to-video sequels to their movies instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels more like it kind of feels like that than the big.
Yeah, honestly, same thing with the new Toy Story.
You mean 3 or 4? Because I haven't seen 4. Because
I was talking about 4.
Because I reject Toy Story 4 at this point.
I mean, I do too, but I'm just saying it's basically like Saba. You'd agree that it's basically feels like a directed-to-DVD movie.
Which one?
From my
Four.
From my understand, 4 is like.
4? Yeah.
From what I understand, Toy Story 4 is like more or less sort of repeating the exact same beat and ideas as.
It goes against a lot of it. Well, Sabo, you talked about this before. It goes against like its previous like messages and shit.
It uses the same message, only be like, okay, but what if they were wrong that time?
Yeah, which considering Toy Story 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, Toy Story 2 is great.
So like I don't know. As I said, it just definitely feels like Pixar's.
They don't have the edge they had before.
Not even edge.
Well, not edge, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
There was like a spark.
The spark. That's what I meant to say. Spark.
And maybe it's because a lot of the things they're doing now are sequels, but maybe it's just.
But then they also made that what was it? That fucking movie, that dinosaur one that was pretty bad.
Did Pixar do Dinosaur? I don't think they did.
Good Dinosaur. That was them.
Good Dinosaur. I thought you were talking about Disney's Dinosaur.
No, not that one. Not the that one with the really weird CGI.
That Disney was sort of desperate to be a big hit, and it kind of just wasn't. Like I remember that movie got even at that point got pimped the fuck out by like ads and stuff. Like, it was everywhere.
Yeah,
and it just.
I remember it, and I remember as a little kid just thinking it looked weird and didn't have any interest in it.
And I don't know, it just. And then it's just like kind of forgotten. Like sometimes I think it was just a fever dream I had.
I only remember, so it's weird because I remember it probably partially because of the advertising. Because I remember how it looked. Because but I didn't think about it. Like I haven't thought about it in years until literally you just like mentioned it, and my brain immediately went to it. Like it didn't take me even a second to think about it.
And then I mean, probably also doesn't help that it's like discount Land Before Time.
Yeah,
like I
think that was the other thing too.
Like it
just looks weird.
It's like the exact same thing. Like, mass extinction event happens, dinosaurs all have to flock together to find this paradise where they can, this like last remaining oasis where they can live. Although I guess like Land Before Time never actually had the mass extinction event. It was just like the food is dried up. We must leave to the.
They played more on the whole allegory of it being heaven than they did anything else.
Yeah. And then they made 1 billion of the fucking movies, so.
Yeah. That had nothing to do with the original creator, to be honest, though.
No. Well, it was Was it Don Bluth who worked on Land Before Time? I know Steven Spielberg directed it.
Probably.
Yeah, Don Bluth did the first one. I think Steven Spielberg was involved with the second one. But he was also involved with the first one.
Because I think that was Land Before Time their first thing where they set up DreamWorks. Because I know,
I'm not sure.
or it might have been, or was it the thing that led into them setting up DreamWorks? Because I know more or less what it was. I think
before DreamWorks.
it was before DreamWorks. Actually, yeah, because I think DreamWorks' first picture was actually the animated feature was actually Shrek, wasn't it?
It was one of their first, because they also did, Ants was another one they did.
I thought Ants. Wait, no, it wasn't. Right, Ants.
Yeah,
right, I was thinking of Bugs Life. God,
No,
Ants.
Yeah,
came out,
because
that's because they both came out at about the same time.
Yeah.
there's a lot of there's a whole controversy about that thing, about where one might there's a chance they might have stolen it from Pixar.
I mean,
There's a whole thing. There was like a whole thing about that.
a chance, he says. They're literally 2 CGI movies of animated kids movies about ants.
Listen. I'm covering my ass legally. You know, like allegedly. Allegedly, DreamWorks stole this movie from Pixar. Allegedly.
I mean,
So what you're saying is they stole the movie from Pixar.
Allegedly.
I mean, God, it's not even like a good movie. I think I've seen it. That's how.
Yeah, it's called Bugs. It's allegedly called Bugs Life.
Now, Bugs Life was quality.
Like I said, you saw it before, but it was better. Allegedly.
I actually think it's got more in common with the fucking B movie than it does Bugs Life.
Well, B movie came later.
Yeah, I know.
You just contact the media to say that Dan is publicly accusing Disney of plagiarism.
No, he's accusing.
No, other way around.
DreamWorks of plagiarism.
Allegedly, DreamWorks might have
Well,
committed plagiarism.
Well,
allegedly.
they're not going to destroy you like the mouse would, so.
I mean, DreamWorks are too busy cranking out sequels to too busy cranking out How to Train Your Dragon sequels. I think I've said before that the thing I dislike most about DreamWorks is that they make good movies and then they run them into the fucking ground.
That's the most places nowadays, to be completely frank.
But DreamWorks felt like they specifically did it. So it's like, you have Shrek and then you have Shrek 2. It's like, okay, and then just have...
You know, to be fair, I will say though, we'll put away the memes. Shrek 1 and 2 are both really good. I think 2 is the better of the two movies, though.
They are like actually.
But then like 3 and 4 and Puss in Boots all happen, and they're,
as I said, they grind it and like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, they grind it into the ground.
The first one was okay, and then the second one was pretty there, and then at that point I didn't have. And then at that point the kids I used to look after got too old for those movies, so I didn't have to suffer through them. And I'm fine with that until my niece grows up a bit more. She's already trying to sing "Let It Go," and it's like I'm debating how much I can get away with beating her if she does. I'm thinking
now I want to encourage more people to sing it to you.
I mean,
because listen, Train, I think you just need to let.
I mean, go on, finish it.
Let it go.
Finish it.
Let it go. Let it go. I don't remember all the lyrics of the song. All I remember is "Let It Go."
That's really all you need to know.
Yeah.
You know, you're not wrong.
Meanwhile, I mean, that's the one thing where it's like, there's that Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC and it's like, but if I pick it up, I'm gonna have to play fucking Frozen World again. It's the only reason I never did the actual New Game Plus on Kingdom Hearts, because New Game Plus is something I've always wanted in Kingdom Hearts.
We've talked about this a number of times. I'm still fucking annoyed that because I'm like the one guy here who liked Frozen.
I just hate.
I thought Frozen was alright. I just don't like how annoying everyone is about it.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree on that. Oh shit.
Like,
I mean, I actually wanted more Frozen in Kingdom Hearts 3. I want to, like,
It's honestly it's fucking like we were saying before. It's a fucking shame that Disney is so protective over it. They wouldn't let them do shit.
Yeah.
They were not allowed to do a goddamn thing, and it's a shame.
People just have these like baffling ideas on like their properties and what is going to be damaging to them and what isn't.
Disney especially, like, what was it? Apparently, the Disney Princess brand, you know, that is so fucking successful. They were originally opposed to the idea and opposed to having characters from different continuities mingling with each other. There's actually another fun rule about it that I learned recently is that they have a rule where the princesses are not allowed to look at each other. This is why on all that merch, the princesses never look at each other, which was a big issue when they made that Wreck-It Ralph movie.
I thought
because they had to fight to allow them to interact, basically.
Really, I thought it was because since all the princesses are from different timelines or different, like, sort of, you know, frame or points in human history, it was just really awkward for all the, like, you know, ones from like the 40s to look at Jasmine and Mulan. Like,
fuck you. You're right though, but fuck you.
I like the build up to that. Like,
God fucking damn it!
oh no,
I'm dead.
I've broken down by implying this institutional racism amongst the Disney princesses.
Yeah, like, you know, the 90s ones, they're okay with them, but they might occasionally say something that's off color. But then the ones in the 40s are like, they shouldn't be in the same room, we need separate fountains and bathrooms.
I think we finally realised the problem. It's just that Princess Aurora and Cinderella are incredibly racist.
Wait, don't forget Snow White, she's from the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's from the 30s.
Yeah, I was gonna...
30, sorry.
She's from a time period where, let's just say it would be unacceptable to have some.
Oh god, just think. Wait, no, it is definitely a problem because don't forget the Frog Princess.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name because I still have yet to see that movie. I've seen clips of it and I want to see it. But...
Probably why she's never. Probably why she's not ever seen. Or so read.
Oh no, they use her. They use her quite a bit. It's just like, oh, it's one of them!
Good you're here. I needed someone to carry my bags.
This is fucking awful!
I mean...
This is the worst!
I feel like I've said far worse.
The sad thing is I can't even say this isn't how it would go!
Well, it's over, Dan. You're gonna get shut down now.
I wasn't there to begin with, it's fine.
I mean, what you're saying is this might have damaged my career prospects with Disney.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other things that did that beforehand.
It's true.
Like that time I accused them of abusing Congress in order to, you know, create indefinite leave on copyright.
You mean that thing that they actually
Yeah,
do?
well, I mean, we live in a post-fact world, Dan.
Well, I'm sorry, I enjoy facts.
It's not a matter of, it's true, not true, none of it matters. All that matters is money.
It don't matter. None of this.
Well, that's always been the case. Money has mattered the most. That's nothing new. That's old. That's old hat.
And the old.
This is a capitalist society.
I just remember the good old days where, you know, you bought women with goats.
What?
Yeah, where you got wise by trading people goats. The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. You got one, and if you didn't like someone, you could just kill them.
Yeah. I mean, now
leave.
I mean, now you need to be a famous person to kill someone and just get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, just stab somebody and leave. No
or
cameras.
a
cop. No cameras. No.
Well, don't forget, you can also be a cop and do it.
No fingerprints. Well, yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but cops don't always get away with it. Only sometimes.
Only some, yeah.
Usually they get away with it.
But yeah.
It's easy. It's easier than becoming famous.
I don't know. Depends what you become famous for.
That's true. What if you're famous for being a bigot?
I mean, then you can run for president.
You're right! It worked out for fucking Trump!
Then you can run for president and win. Because as much as people hate you, they hate the other person more.
I mean, that's how we win most things. Not by your own skill, but by your incompetence of your opponent.
He's right.
As someone who plays like a lot of card games against people, I can guarantee most of my wins come from them fucking up more than me out thinking them.
I mean, I've beaten people, like, fighting games are different, but there's, like, conditioning and stuff. Sometimes I'll just beat them just by, like, conditioning, or they just keep doing this one move over and over again. I'm just like, okay, sure. Just hand me a win, why don't you?
It's the only move I know how to do.
Shin kick.
Which is why I think it's funny when fucking Soul Calibur, fucking Soul Calibur 5. But I still love though when someone online loses someone like that and they bitch about it. It's like, dude, you know what they're gonna do. You know the exact move they're gonna do. Why are you mad? You know what they're doing. Just punch them in the dick.
Sometimes you can know why something's dumb. It doesn't make it any less dumb. Like the fight with C in Cold Steel 1, for instance.
Oh, yes.
Where you're just like, oh, everything's fine. Oh, my whole party's dead after one attack. This is fine, this is fine. It's not fine.
Mood.
Fucking C. I'm glad he gets sniped.
God, but...
God, in later games, they telegraph their S-crafts more.
Good.
To the point where in 3 and 4, it's like, no, it's just like, okay. They're basically saying, go ahead and put up your shield now.
I mean, Sky had like, the big bosses would telegraph things a lot more. Only the human bosses would be like... surprise!
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I remember, there was a lot, from what I have played of it, there was a good bit of telegraphing.
It's when you fight, like, Richard in Sky 1 or Low, and they're just like, surprise, S-Craft! Other monsters, the monsters and the big final bosses tend to be like, okay, I'm charging up my attack now, guys. Give me a minute. Don't, like, layer any protective spells or anything, please. Fuck.
Hold on.
The sort of final boss of Cold Steel 1, though, is Dick. But he's not even the real final boss, so it's all good.
Yes.
The real final boss.
At least there's that.
The real final boss was the friends you made along the way.
Like, surprise, you thought the game was over, but no.
No, he just had this. You thought he was just gonna be happy-go-lucky. Everyone's gonna enjoy this nice J-pop concert.
When does that ever happen in a fucking RPG
I mean,
where everything goes well? Actually, I'll be honest. I was surprised things went well in Trials of the Sky with the fucking with the fucking play. I was expecting like some demon to pop out or some bullshit.
I mean, depending on how you look at it, a demon did pop out in the play. The demon was people's latent homosexual tendencies towards Joshua.
A lot of people have those towards Joshua in that game.
I mean, literally everyone points out that Joshua was prettier than most of the girls. And you know what?
Like I said, a lot of people in that game
That's the
have the hots for
That's
him.
the biggest shame of all as to why Sky's not been animated. We don't get to see Princess Joshua.
I mean, it has been animated, they just didn't show that part.
Yeah, but they only showed fucking the fight with Walter, and they didn't even show the part where Zin is a badass.
No, Zin isn't even in the OVA. I think he stands in the background once, that's about it.
It's like, I want to see this huge bear of a man just fly in and drop kick Walter.
Instead, Joshua takes it, somehow.
Even though he's meant to be in, like, hanging out in Erebonia with,
Yes,
with those damn sky pirates.
Yar.
And then they go on to become sky delivery people instead.
Yeah, so like, you know what? Instead of stealing things, we could bring things to
Why
people.
don't we? Aha! Yeah.
That's genius.
No one's ever thought of this before.
Oh, shut up! No one's ever thought of this before!
But I mean, to be fair, Erebania only things get transported by train almost exclusively. Like, the cargo trains are huge, and the cargo is people.
Yes, the trains.
Yes. Trains are very important.
The only people that get to use airships are military and royalty.
Fucking nobles.
He was right!
To be fair, like,
And nobles.
as the game progresses, like, more and more, this gives you more and more evidence that Marcius's, like, intense hatred is justified. Like, yeah, there's a couple cool guys you hang out with, but they're also specifically...
there's the actual reason he hates nobles, though, which is,
I mean, it is a bit, like, tangential, where it's like, oh no, a noble was involved in this, like, pretty tragic thing that happened. Fuck all of them! Here's the thing I'm thinking of, right, where they talk about his cousin.
Yeah, he's like, my cousin fell in love with a noble, but since she was a commoner, his other noble relatives didn't approve and pushed her into suicide.
So he blames every noble.
Fun!
I mean, compared to some of the other people's backstories.
It's nothing compared to Elliot's backstory, which is my dad doesn't think I'm manly enough.
It's like, yeah, they spent the whole game building up this thing where it's like his dad is this like big badass super commander who doesn't just like drive tanks into battle, he rides on top of tanks riding into battle.
Yes.
Like he stands on top of...
He commands his tank by standing on top of it with his arms crossed. Like shouting commands to the people inside instead of actually, getting in it.
And then the instant you see him, he's like, Elliot! My adorable son! Leap into my arms!
So they make you think he's this hard ass, and he's like, I love you, my son!
Basically.
That's hilarious.
And that's the whole reason why he's so nervous about his dad. It's not because he's, can't live up to him, it's that he's just really, really embarrassing.
That's great.
And that's the extent of Elliot.
It's like, oh no, is this like a parental abuse thing? No, it's just he's embarrassed. He's a teen boy embarrassed by his dad.
There are no bad parents in Trails, only dead parents.
Only dead parents and parents that don't do anything.
Yeah, parents who don't know their parents.
Like Cassius.
Yeah, well.
Cassius forgets he's Estelle's dad.
He forgets a lot of things.
Wait, I'm your dad. Wait, I have a daughter?
Actually, I guess who is the worst parent in Trails? I guess probably Elisa's mother. But I've met at least.
No, I'm pretty sure Eustace's father is worse.
Oh, right, yeah. Because he's never actually been on screen yet.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't actually met him, you just hear about what a horrible person he is.
It's just this jackass who's like, hey son, you're under house arrest while I arrest your classmate so I can blackmail a guy.
Okay, thanks, bye.
More or less what happens. He has like DC Douglas talk for him most of the time.
Yes. Ouroboros.
And then DC Douglas is also the voice of Valamar.
Total.
Yes, DC Douglas is both the best and worst character in the game.
Complete and total saturation.
But which one is which?
Rufus is obviously the worst and Valamar is obviously the best.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe Valamar could be like horribly racist.
I just want to live a quiet life.
No, he doesn't use that voice.
With my hands.
No. He does use his Kira voice for Rufus. Yeah, which is basically his voice, but like meant to sound a little bit nicer.
Ouroboros.
I think he does use the Wesker voice for Valamar a bit though, but it's hard to tell.
For Valamar, he uses the voice he does for Legion in Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, but it's just hard to tell with all the the
effects put onto it.
Yeah, there are quite heavy effects. So it took me a while. It's like, this guy sounds familiar. It sounds like DC Douglas. They wouldn't have DC Douglas voice the mech, would they? Son of a bitch, they did.
All he really says for most of the game is acknowledged, but still.
Rufus talks about Ouroboros though.
Yes.
Good. Saturation.
Ouroboros are the villains, but not quite this time. Because you know
But
they're
not
just
this time. This time
they're
they're
just
cooperating with the nobles.
they're just jackasses who do their own thing, like Blue Blanc, who is the best.
Like, I like to rob people.
So yeah, there is like this relatively high up member of Ouroboros who's like not like got any sort of lofty goals beyond. He's just a thief, and he likes fucking around with people. So he'll like target the heroes in every game, and it's like, I've stolen something, come find it. Including one time he steals a party member.
Yes. As later into it's like, I've stolen one of your party members and I'm impersonating them. Guess who it is?
I like to imagine it's like a bunch of teenagers and just Albert Wesker, like, but wearing like a really shitty cosplay disguise.
Sort of.
I mean, it should be, but
me.
no, he can just like, you know, 'cause he's a thief. He can just transform into different people.
I mean, I figured, but I like my version better.
He is a master thief.
The only thing he can't do is convincingly transform into a woman. That's actually a plot point at one point.
Yeah.
They're like, this is like, and then Reen's like, I know this isn't Blue Bank because he can't convincingly pull off a woman well enough to fool my super senses.
Yeah, Reen does have protagonist powers, especially in like 2. In 1, it's like, and from what I've played with 2 at least, in 1 it's like, yeah, he's just like a Persona character but with a personality, Persona protagonist with a personality. And then, or I guess it's close to 2, he's just like the other class members, but slightly better because plot. And then 2's like, no, but he is the special one.
No, but he's Jesus.
He's not quite Jesus yet. He has lost a fight, he's not Kira.
That's true. I mean, Kira lost the fight.
Did he lose, or did he just let the fight? Did he just let himself lose so that people would?
I mean, he loses, but like when later on he's like, oh well, you know, he took me by surprise.
He lost, but only because he wasn't trying.
I mean, he doesn't look like he threw the fight as he's like screaming as mobile suit is exploding.
I was surprised. That is the only way to defeat Jesus.
Well, then he fights him again, and the guy does the same thing, and then he just like instantly stops him.
Haha! I know how to defeat this now.
So
you cannot surprise me
so
twice,
then they're
for
like,
I am Jesus.
There's basically there's Kira, yes.
Basically.
You can only surprise Kira Jesus Yamato one time, foolish mortal.
How many times can you surprise?
The thing in Destiny is even though he's unbeatable and like shoots down 1,000 people, like he doesn't actually help his cause in any case.
Well, yeah, that's because the main villain is the guy who was right all along, wasn't it?
I mean,
that's what
yeah, but then not really. I mean, he has an interesting definition of right all along.
I mean, I guess by virtue
basically, I'm going to make everything communist, and if you don't agree with me, I'm going to blow up your country with a Death Star.
I mean, I guess that technically makes him like more grey than the previous villains in Seed were, where it was literally like, "Hey, I don't like you. I'm going to nuke you and everyone you know."
I mean, that's true. It's basically like we have to kill all the coordinators. No, we have to kill all the naturals, and then Rao comes in. He's like, "No, we have to kill everyone." It's the only way to end this cycle is if everyone dies.
And it's like, but Rao, you can't even drop a colony on people, you pussy.
He's not even Rumble. Or Ramble.
Rambarao.
Yeah,
when you
that's why he's worse.
When you say Rumble, I just think of the little cassette droid. And then I just wonder, was Rumble blue or was he red? These are the questions that haunt me to this day.
He sits up at night.
What color was Rumble?
That's what gonna be like as you're on your deathbed. Your last thought is gonna be like,
what color was Rumble?
but what color were the cassette transformers?
But if Rumble was blue, then.
And then because it's your last thought as you're dying as Transformers, you're going to reincarnate in the Transformers universe.
Oh God.
As a citizen of Carbamia.
Yes.
Oh. Fucking. One of these days, I'm gonna remember to put in like a timer for how long it takes for Carbamia to come up.
Wasn't even me this time.
I know.
I know, but still.
I mean, look, you gotta.
That wasn't even directed towards you. It was just in
You
general.
gotta accept that car bombing is hilarious and should never be forgotten.
I mean, it's an alternate timeline, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because in this timeline, the Soviet Union was still around at 2006.
Good old. Don't you love when you watch those movies? They're like in the futuristic world of 2005. And you're sat there thinking, what happened in 2005? Yeah, nothing actually.
I mean, we didn't have giant
What was
robots
it?
beating each other up in the background since the 80s either. So,
Well, don't forget, like didn't Metal Gear Solid take place in like 2004, 2005?
yeah.
Yes, and I think MGS2 was 2009. And then MGS4 was 2014. So I remember when we deployed all those mooing cow droids into Afghanistan. It was a really bold strategy by Obama, but I think it worked.
I can't wait until everyone's disappointed by Death Stranding.
I mean, they won't be.
I'm calling it right now.
I think what will happen with Death Stranding is they'll go, look at this beautiful game. I don't know what the fuck happened, but because I don't know what happened, that means it's good. See, I can't.
Also, it looks like it has a ridiculous number of characters.
Personally, I can't wait for Deadly Premonition 2 because it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be amazing or they're going to fuck it up because they're going to try and make it an actually good game or a playable game, or they're going to go full meme and embrace it. And it's just going to ruin it. Like, what happens when people realize that they're a joke and then they try and play to it and it's just nowhere near as funny. Like, tell me why so?
Bad Rats is like half and half because they definitely tried to make Bad Rats 2 a decent game. It's still not good, but I can tell they tried. They do lean in on. They are aware of their meme status. That much I do know.
But I just mean when you're aware of your meme status and then you try and embrace it, and it's like, but then you're trying to be memey, and no one memes don't get made by people trying to make them. They just happen.
Yeah, but what about Millhouse?
Well, he was never a meme, so it's all good.
But that is a meme.
Or is it?
No, Millhouse is not a meme. Is a meme. But Millhouse is not a meme. Is a meme. Is not a meme.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think we hallucinated this whole exchange.
However, Millhouse is not a meme.
So, I think we've still got some more stuff coming out for the Tokyo Game Show. Although I can't really super think what a big thing's left to pop out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I'm sure there's like other big games where there'll be surprise reveals. Oh, there was a.
Yeah,
Neo 2, aka hey, Sekiro did well.
To be fair, Sekiro looked at that and was like, "Oh wait, yeah, we could make Dark Souls in Japan." Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because you're probably right. I would not be surprised if Neo was inspiration of some sort for making Sekiro.
I mean, to be fair, like Neo is definitely inspired by Dark Souls. So
let's have a quick look. A new Death Stranding trailer. Who cares? I mean, I'm sure other people care, but
like I said, I can't wait until it comes out and everyone's gonna be disappointed. And it's gonna 100% be incomprehensible.
Oh shit!
Like
fuck, guys! Huge news! Marvel's Avengers has an official Hulk Joe Fixit outfit. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was just looking on like front page of YouTube, and that was one of the things, and it was like, this is you like that bottom of the barrel already.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, but I'm just disappointed. Oh,
I can't even say I'm disappointed.
New stuff with Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Oh yeah, and I did see a clip of that because they did show Saiyaman. So there's gonna be a Saiyaman saga, which makes me happy.
I'm pretty sure it's going all the way up to Boo, isn't it?
Probably.
Maybe.
But, you know, usually they skip, but usually they still skip over Saiyaman. They might reference it, but they don't usually play it out. So I think that's cool. But then again, they did play out, fucking... whatchamajig? They put the driving school as a mini game, which is still fucking great.
So
Like that made me happy when I saw they were just gonna fucking do the driving school.
yeah, that's something we've always wanted to see. All
It's the most popular of, it's like that filler thing that everyone's just like, you know, that was fucking good. That was funny as hell. I loved it.
I mean, it's probably just,
There was some good filler, like that one was good. The Gohan episode with the robot, like from the Saiyan Saga. Well, Saiyan Saga actually had a pretty good filler.
yeah, but the problem with the Saiyan Saga is it was all incredibly back to back and dragged on. Like, goddamn, the time between like killing Raditz and then Gohan being like, "No, I will go and train with you, Mr. Piccolo." Just,
I really like those, to be honest.
and then you go cut back to Goku. It's like, "Yep, he's still on Snake Way."
The Goku parts is what I don't like. The Gohan stuff I actually really liked. Because, I mean, I did like... Okay, the Goku stuff I did like him falling to hell, but that's not filler, so... Or was that?
I don't remember. I think it was.
Oh, okay, I actually liked that. That was actually pretty funny. Madam Snake, or whatever the fuck her name was, I didn't care for that.
Princess Snake.
The Russian roulette joke was pretty fucking dark. You remember that one, the one where the guys like, I'll show you, and then she gets the gun and shoots herself?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're already dead, aren't they? I don't know, man. Like, those
I don't know.
fire planes don't make any sense, because it's like, are they all dead? Are they immortals? No. Okay.
Well, King Kai died, so I guess
When
not.
does Beerus fit into all of this?
Don't kill the Supreme Kai or he'll die. That's where he falls into this.
All well and good, but then he didn't like bother to help when Martian Buu was killing all the Supreme Kais.
Yeah, he was sleeping.
Man, it must have been awkward.
Actually, he would have been fine, because if the Supreme Kai died, Elder Kai still counts, so he still has that link, so he'd still be alive. Because he was stuck in the fucking sword, because apparently Beerus put him in the sword.
And then and probably forgot about him, let's be honest.
Yeah. Kind of like how Toriyama just forgot about how the Potara works.
No, he didn't forget, he just changed it.
Pretty sure he just forgot.
Like,
And then someone reminded him, he's like, oh, well, we're still doing it. Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Toriyama, sure, I guess.
oh. But yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more interesting stuff out of the Tokyo Game Show, because I'm pretty sure...
Oh yeah, I just remembered. So Link's Awakening is gonna be $60.
I mean, I wasn't...
Fucking $60!
I mean, I wasn't getting it anyway, but...
I was interested in it, because I liked Link's Awakening. But $60 is more than it cost back on the Game Boy back in the day, for God's sakes. Like, even Activision doesn't get that greedy with their remakes. Jesus!
EA does.
Yeah, EA does.
Oh god! So a friend of mine actually made me watch the trailer for like the newest like NBA 2K game.
Okay.
And it's only because like the fucking within like the first 10 seconds, it immediately starts with loot boxes. And then look,
oh wait, no, I have seen this. I have seen this because I watched it on Jim
and
Sterling.
it's just watching it. It's like fucking you just see all these slot machines and roulettes. And you're like
they're not even being subtle anymore. They're not even pretending.
This is the world we live in now, is it?
The surprise mechanics have won.
Fucking hell. I like how most of the trailer was just, well, hey, look at all of the loot boxes.
Look at all the gambling.
It's like, oh right, I guess there's basketball in this. I mean,
yeah, I saw the trailer because what was it? Yeah, Jim Sterling did like did a joke, because he already knew it was coming. He did like a joke reaction, like, you know, trailer reaction video to it. Yeah, just it was mostly just slot machines. And like the fact that they turned them into slot machines is almost like them just rubbing everyone's faces in the fact that they know what it is.
It's just, man, fucking amazing.
The audacity of these bitches.
I guess nothing ever changes. War.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
War never changes. Unless, of course, you are Solid Snake, in which case it tells you what has changed.
War's changed.
Well, that's true in Fallout, because then it changes to an MMO game where they just try to
War has
rip
changed.
as much money off of you as possible.
I love...
Bethesda trying to rip off as much money as possible? Who would have thunk?
Yeah, well, would have been nice if they had at least given those people their fucking
Watching
bag.
the story of Fallout 76 is like surprising.
It's hilarious in its incompetence and kind of depressing at the same time.
I like that the response with one of the bags is finally like, we decided it was too expensive to make. No, we're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, and it's like...
Before the Better Business Bureau came knocking on their door again. By the way, you might be wondering why I'm saying again. There was another time the Better Business Bureau knocked on Bethesda's door. So, you all remember this. I don't know if I mentioned it in one of these videos or not. But, so Skyrim for the PS3 was broken beyond repair. Well, not beyond repair, but, like, it was broken beyond belief. What would happen in the game is if you played for a certain amount of time, the save file would get so big, the game would just crash. And it became unbeatable and unplayable.
Yeah.
And Bethesda's response to this, for the longest time, was, get a PC.
Yeah.
And, they kept that up until the Better Business Bureau literally started knocking on their door. And then they finally fixed it because the Better Business Bureau threatened litigation on them.
Because, surprise, you have to actually, release a product that works.
Which is why I always find it funny when people, like, look at me surprised when I tell them that Bethesda was terrible, and always been terrible.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, the things they did with 76 is literally no different from what they did with Fallout 4. It's just that when you're doing when you're doing like an MMO kind of thing, there are like 10,000 more things that go wrong. So, like, it just amplified the scale of everything. But, like, they didn't fundamentally do anything different from, as I said before.
Yeah, it's the same engine, it's the same bugs
fucking
and everything.
game, because they stole the fucking code. They literally copy and pasted the code. And you know this because it is the same fucking bugs. And it has it. Like, they were incredibly lazy with it, but like I said, it's amplified by the sheer amount of other issues that affect, like, MMOs. So, yeah, of course it was gonna become a clusterfuck. It was always gonna be a clusterfuck.
Yeah. I just think it's funny how, like, surprised people were about it, and I'm just like, why is everyone fucking shocked?
You were the chosen one.
I literally was telling people, the only reason you like these games is because of modding. You don't like them because of the games themselves. They're not good.
The modding.
New Vegas was only good despite the engine, because it was done by people who knew how to fucking write a story. And make quests.
And I always do find that argument people make baffling of, well, the mod save, and it's like, but then you aren't buying the game, you're buying it for all this other stuff, and I guess fair enough, but like, isn't it a bit disconcerting that the people you're buying this from aren't the reason, like, you're not buying Skyrim because you like Skyrim, you're buying Skyrim because you saw the mod where people had Thomas the Tank Engine.
I just keep telling them play Gmod. That's what they want, just play Gmod.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, and it's more stable, even though it's still Gmod, so it's not exactly stable. Ah, son of a bitch. Really? This is this is a trap. Fuck you. Fuck it. I hate these other scrolling levels.
I hate them in Smash Bros.
Yep, this way's a trap. There's literally, like, when you pick a route, if it's wrong, you're just dead.
Man, I hate when that happens. But yeah, I am definitely very happy with the direction Cold Steel 2's gone, because I was mildly concerned it was going to be well, all that stuff happened, but back to high school hijinks and all
No,
the
high
happy
school
fun
hijinks
things.
are over.
And then it's like, nope,
Majority of
nope,
the
nope.
game.
War were declared, guys. Now everyone is miserable and separated.
Yes.
Oh, hey, look, get this nice reunion with your sister and the princess. Oh, wait, nope, sorry, that's another tragedy.
Nope, they got. Yeah. It's okay
Hey, look.
though. Tolval's still there.
Hey, look, you get to meet your dad. Hooray! Aww. And now he's in a coma.
Now he's in a coma. Yes.
It's like, goddamn.
The
Reed,
Schwarzer sword style was not good enough to fight Bullet,
but luckily Weed Power was.
and that is why Reen.
Well, isn't it always?
That is why Reen uses weed power and katanas and not whatever his family uses.
Because, I mean, it looked like fencing, and well, we already had a guy who did fencing.
Yes.
Even if Eustace is more of a caster than the sword guy.
Well, so is Elise.
This is
For
true.
like the 2 minutes you had her.
And now she's been replaced with Toval, who
Yes.
is just... I guess it's interesting to have a guy who is a caster who doesn't have a staff.
No, he has a stick.
A stun baton.
Yes, he has a. I mean, it's
See-
better than a gun.
He can police brutality all the soldiers.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
Why?
I knew that's where you were gonna
Stop
go.
resisting
I knew
arrest.
it, and yet I wasn't ready.
Stop resisting arrest, nobles.
It's okay though because he casts faster than usual.
Yeah, I did see where he has that accession. It's like, wow. So there's no way we're gonna get to keep him forever.
I mean, eventually.
Well, I mean, also, well, yeah, but I mean, there's gonna. I'm guessing there must be a point fairly quickly on where he's just gonna be unavailable. Because also, weirdly enough, you can't change any of his equipment. Apart from
Weird.
how bizarre. But yeah.
Strange, isn't it?
He sticks around for a while, but yeah, he does eventually leave. But you know, at the end, at the very, 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 very end, you can use everybody.
The old Trailers of the Sky 2, where it's like, you get to the very end of the game, and it's like, oh, by the way, here's have 4 more playable characters.
Yes.
And you're like, but I'm literally at the final boss. Yeah, but you did always want to play as, like, Oliver's begrudging bodyguard. It's like, well, yes, this is true. The guy who has to drag Oliver away from going to the castle. Literally kicking and screaming.
Oliver, stop being a fuck. No! Oliver, we talked about this. Stop being a fuck. No! Jesus Christ, Oliver, I swear to God, you're gonna be the end of me.
Very
Yes.
probably. That or the war. The war will probably do it.
If the war doesn't kill you, I will, Oliver.
More or less like actual Mueller dialogue. To the point you do wonder why he hasn't killed Oliver yet.
Because Oliver has all
'Cause
those
it's funnier.
extra top secret orbits, obviously.
I mean, his whole shtick is literally just like, you think he's an idiot, and he is, but he's a genius kind of idiot.
Because at the beginning, Tolwell showed he's like, oh yeah, and Oliver had like a couple dozen extra Arcus orbits.
Yeah, and also, just like Trails, we've got upgrade them now because you were only using the piss baby stuff.
It's like they're upgraded. It's like, yeah, we had one for your sister and for the princess. And
Everyone, even you.
it's like, but I thought these were top secret, and there was only like a handful of them. Like, yes,
Well, yeah, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, it's just like
They're yours.
the airship. It just had them lying around.
Thank God. Think it'd be like if they didn't just have those lying around.
I mean,
It'd be so much harder.
it would, but it's still just funny.
I mean, it makes less sense when other characters from like previous sagas start showing up. They're like, oh yeah, we also have Arcuses. And they're like, okay, this is going too far now. He's giving them to random foreigners. Yes.
Well, if it's the foreigners I think you're talking about, they're hardly random. They're mostly good friends, I think.
Pretty much.
They hung out and had parties together. Oliver even got drunk at those parties. Too drunk.
Oliver never gets drunk. drunk, it's him.
Well,
that's standard for whenever previous characters show up. They always somehow have the latest generation orbment because the game mechanics are set to that one, not the one from 3 games ago.
well, it's because the game does the like admirable thing of trying to make it so like progression does matter. So it's not like you don't just go from COD Steel 1 or Sky 1 and to the sequel where you like reset to level 1. They're like, no, you're still at like level 40, 60, whatever you were at the end of the first game. And you still have a lot of your equipment, so they then do the augment thing, and they then fuck around with the augments. So it's like, well, yeah, but you can't just do your game-breaking spells at the start.
Makes sense to me.
And also, like, it gives them an excuse to adjust the cost. So it's like you can't just cast, they can't just cast like, Holy Nova or whatever. The best like spells are, because they cost like 4. Yeah, now everything costs 4 times as much as it did the first time round because it's stronger.
Because giant fists just fall out of the sky and shoot a laser beam.
Yeah, I did wonder about that spell. I mean, it makes about as much sense as the one where you literally just like summon the forces of hell to rip them down.
Yeah. Or you just summon a random like ancient rock pillar to fall out of the sky.
Yeah, or like anything that happens in the S-crafts. Where like Reen just sets his sword on fire. Or Emma just summons these pillars. Or Gaius remembers he can jump. Because he's the Dragoon.
Yes, he jumps. He jumps with the aura of an eagle.
And then Fee's ultimate ultimate S-craft is to tell you to go to bed.
That sounds a little overpowered.
Cat, I'm not going to sleep.
There's the most awkward thing where you're like, hey, this party member sounds just like an annoying cat. Oh wait, Fee shares a VA with Morgana. It
What
is.
where did that come from? Something in the game.
Oh yeah, and I guess speaking of Persona, we got to see the opening for Persona 5 for the Royal.
Yeah, the one where
or
they
as I
just...
like to call it, the Ketchy and Red's Big Gay Adventure.
Yeah!
Oh come on!
See, I was figuring it was gonna be a joke about the long shot on Anne's ass.
Oh, I mean, who cares about that? It literally, like, we all know going into this exactly what their relationship's gonna be, right? Like, we're not kidding ourselves and trying to think that it's not just gonna be massive shitbait between those two. I mean, hell.
What? No.
They're literally lying, like, next to each other on the ground.
They would
And
never.
then Red gives him his glasses. Like, it's gonna be, like, the most romanticized like...
So not only does he give him his glasses, he takes him into the bathroom with him, gives him his glasses, and messes up his hair.
It is gonna be the most romanticized, like, in the entire game.
And then there's also the fact that they're walking around as giants smashing up the city. I'm like, well, that's,
It's a bit on
certainly
the
a
nose.
metaphor.
Let's be blunt, they've never been subtle in those games.
Hey. Now they're even less subtle.
Are they really, though?
Yes.
Maybe.
Not really. I think it's the same level of unsubtle.
So, yeah, it's just gonna be the big, Ren and Ketchy's Big Gay Adventure, which, I'd be fine with it, not for the fact that Ketchy's the worst.
But he's just a soft boy, oh whoa.
He's soft in the head, maybe.
Now they're just playing up how now they seem to be playing up like, oh, how funny it is that you have this psychopath with you.
Wasn't so funny when it was weird old guy
Adachi. Yeah, but he's not pretty and soft, oh whoa.
Yeah, because he's nowhere near as cute as Ketchy is. Adachi just looks like a clown.
He is a clown.
I mean, he is, because, he's perfectly fine. You'd never suspect him right up until the very last moment, where he's suddenly like, bitches and whores.
Literally, the only reason I suspected him was because I was like, wait a minute, that's my voice! Like, not because of anything in the game, because I was meta.
I mean, that wasn't supposed to happen. They
Yeah.
just didn't want to have Johnny and Bosch show up to.
So they did what they did in Persona 3, which is also
Persona 3, like the voices were shared in all different languages because it was a plot point.
yeah, and then so they just did it again in Persona 4 for the English dub.
So, no, I get that, but that was how I came to the conclusion, like, right at the start.
I mean, I was just more when you get to the actual, oh, we're gonna solve the mystery now, guys, and then who could it be? Is it your Uncle Dojima? Is it Nanako? Or is it this guy who literally just walked in and said, "Man, I fucking hate everyone," and then left?
Hey, have I told you I hate everybody today? Bye!
It is more or less exactly that.
Hey guys, do you think he's the killer?
What? He couldn't possibly be Detective Bitches and Halls of Darchi, could it?
No. Bitches in whores.
And then, you know...
Remember that game came when that game came out? That was just fucking everywhere. Just the image of him saying bitches and whores. Oh, God. Oh yeah, I love that. I still remember. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in recording that one time when me and a friend managed to convince someone that Nanako was in fact the killer, and we made up a whole like bullshit ending, like confrontation with Nanako. Where I think like one of the details we said was like, oh yeah, so you end up going to June S and Dojima is like tied up, and it's like you're not a dad like Big Bro is, and then like they like pull down a curtain, and there was whatever girl you were dating in the game, she's all tied up too. It's like you're gonna be my new mommy and daddy. I can't remember the whole bit, but me and a friend just kept adding to each other's bullshit, and the other guy believed us and got so mad, thinking we actually spoiled the game, that they just fucking walked away. It was really funny.
I mean, found if Persona had the balls to go that evil.
Only in my nonsensical rambles will they ever be able to go that evil.
It's like Doki Doki Literature Club, only, you know, without the twist being, only without, you know, it being, I don't know, man. I have a friend who was, like, deeply disturbed by that game, and I don't really understand why. Beyond, like, him having his own issues. It's like, oh, it's a game where the cute anime girls are surprised. It's a lot more.
Oh, it's another Western visual novel where it's like either A, they lean towards horror, or we're so quirky.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it so much, but that kind of trope's been done a lot. I mean, even like.
Oh no, I know it has. That's my point. That's my fucking point.
I mean, I always appreciate Danganronpa, the first one, where they do.
Danganronpa's fun.
I just meant I appreciate when he's perfectly set up. Like, what's her thing?
I'm talking specifically about like Western ones. I'm not talking about like Eastern ones. I'm talking about like a lot of Western ones that are specifically made where they're either like, haha, it's a dating one, but we're funny, haha. We're making fun of it, or haha, it's cute, but no, it's actually horror, haha. And it's just like, that's really it.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing, honestly. But well, Kirby Dreamland 2 is done. Technically, we only have 2 more Kirby games. I actually need to pull up a guide for 64 because I want to get the final boss in that one because I actually give a shit about that one. Well, more of a shit. Enough of a shit to complete it 100%, or enough to get the, you know what I mean.
True ending.
Yes, and then I'll do Dreamland, Return of Dreamland, and then we'll leave Kirby. And then you can finally be like, you don't have to play Kirby, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't, because I don't have any more Kirby to play. Unless I was like, get my fucking 3DS set up to record, and that's a lot of money that I am not spending to make my 3DS become basically a console system. No, thank you.
You could just get the new Kirby game that's coming out.
Oh, you mean when it's out? Yeah, I could get that. But I want to get Mario Odyssey. I really do. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Have a good day.